Abhay Charanarvinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki, ISKCON founder Acharya BBT founder Acharya Sevra the whole world Vishwa Guru Srila Prabhupada ki, Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Nitai Gaur Premanand. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrutyam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet Nashtaprayesha Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 20, text number 29 to 31. Tam Kvanat Charanambojam. Tam Kvanat Charanambojam. Mada Vihvala Lochanam. Mada Vihvala Lochanam. Kanchi Kalapa Vilasat. Kanchi Kalapa Vilasat. Dukula Channa Rodasam. Dukula Channa Rodasam. Tam Kwana Charanambojam. Madavihvala Lochanam. Kanchi Kalapa Vilasad. Dukula Channa Rodasam. Tvam Kwana Charanambojam. Madavihvala Lochanam. Kanchi Kalapa Vilasad. Dukula Channa Rodasam. Tam, that body, Kvanat, tinkling with ankle bells. Charanambojam, with lotus feet. Mada, intoxication. Vihvala, overwhelmed. Lochanam, with eyes. Kanchi Kalapa, with a girdle made of golden ornament. Vilasat, shining. Dukula, by fine cloth. Channa, covered. Rodasam, having hips. Translation and purport by Vishwaguru Srila Prabhupada. The body given up by Brahma took the form of the evening twilight, when the day and night meet, a time which kindles passion. The asuras, who are passionate by nature, dominated as they are by the element of rajas, took it for a damsel whose lotus feet resounded with the tinkling of anklets, whose eyes are wide with intoxication, and whose hips were covered by fine cloth over which shone a girdle. Purport. Sorry, please repeat the translation. The body given up by Brahma took the form of the evening twilight, when the day and night meet, a time which kindles passion. The asuras, who are passionate by nature, dominated as they are by the element of rajas, took it for a damsel whose lotus feet resounded with the tinkling of anklets, whose eyes are wide with intoxication, and whose hips were covered by fine cloth over which shone a girdle. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. As early morning is the period for spiritual cultivation, the beginning of evening is the period of fashion. Demoniac men are generally very fond of sex enjoyment. Therefore, they are very much appreciate the approaching of evening. The demons took the approach of the evening twilight to be a beautiful woman, and they began to adore her in various ways. They imagined the twilight to be a very beautiful woman with tinkling bangles on her feet, a girdle on her hips, and a beautiful breast, and for their sexual satisfaction, they imagined the appearance of this beautiful girl before them. Next two verses I will recite myself. Anyonya shleshayotunga nirantara payodharam sunasam sudvijam snigdha hasalilavakalokana. Her breasts projected upward, and because of their clinging to each other, and they were too contiguous to admit any intervening space. She had a shapely nose and beautiful teeth. A lovely smile played on her lips, and she cast a sportful glance at the asuras. Guhantim vridaya atmanam nilalakavarutinim upalabhya asura dharma sarve sumumuhu shriyaham. Adorned with dark tresses, she hid herself, as it were, out of shyness. Upon seeing that girl, the asuras were all infatuated with an appetite for sex. Purport. The difference between demons and demigods is that a beautiful woman very easily attracts the minds of demons, but she cannot attract the mind of a godly person. A godly person is full of knowledge, and a demoniac person is full of ignorance. Just as a child is attracted by a beautiful doll, similarly a demon who is less intelligent and full of ignorance is attracted by material beauty and an appetite for sex. The godly person knows that this nicely dressed and ornamented attraction of high breasts, high hips, beautiful nose, and fair complexion is Maya. All the beauty a woman can display is only a combination of flesh and blood. Sri Shankaracharya has advised all persons not to be attracted by the interaction of flesh and blood. They should be attracted by the real beauty in spiritual life. The real beauty is Radha and Krishna. And one who is attracted by the beauty of Radha and Krishna cannot be attracted by the false beauty of this material world. That is the difference between a demon and a godly person or a devotee. Doesn't the Bhaktivedanta Pad. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurum Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shrivasadi Gaura Bhaktarunda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. So here we see when Brahma prayed to the Lord to be saved from these demoniac people who were created from his own body, who were all homosexual guys, this asura mentality, who wanted to enjoy Lord Brahma. So he requested the Lord for protection. Sharanam, he took shelter of the Lord. So what was the Lord's advice? Lord said, quit that body, quit that thought. Because in subtle body, when you are too advanced in spirituality, you are no more the physical body, you are in the subtle body realm. So changing of thought is equal to changing of physical body. So when the thought was disposed, she took the form of Maya, illusion. Because Lord has to protect Brahma from these asuric people. So what was that form? The technical details of that form, the beauty aspect, which captured the minds of these demoniac people, is explained in this verse. Tvam kanat charanam bojhyam. When that form, tam, when she started accepting a form, she accepted a form, it attracted the minds of the people. How? ankle bells. Like somebody is walking behind me, there is an ankle bell. We all know the famous story, Menaka and Vishwamitra. He was in deep meditation. What brought him out of meditation? Ankle bell. So one sound. See, suddenly we are all very serious in understanding Bhagavatam. One odd sound can attract our attention, can divert our attention. That charanambojam, kvanat, that sound, tinkling sound of the ankle bell. Madavihvala lochanam, that eyes were intoxicated, overwhelming. Kanchi kalapa vilasat, and there was one belt. Women wear, vadhanam. It's a belt. And it was what? It was made of gold and it was very shining. Kanchi, gold, kalapa, a belt, vilasat, which was very shining. Then where was it? Dukula channa rodasam, the sari which was covering her body. Dukula, a cloth. Channa, which is covering rodasam, her hips. So this is the form what was visualized by the atheistic people or the demoniac people, which is a Maya form. So in the Purport, Prabhupada explains the difference between the demoniac people and the devotee people. The different times. Early morning it is very auspicious, Brahma Muhurta. The evening is more attractive for spiritual people. The evening Sandhya is attractive for this demoniac class of people who are interested in this sexual life. So two contrasts, Brahma Muhurta versus the evening passionate time. Both are Sandhyas only. When the sun is arising, that is more for spiritual purposes. When the sun is setting, that is more for passionate purposes. Rajoguna dominates. So as early in the morning is the period for spiritual cultivation, the beginning of evening is the period for passion. So these demoniac people imagine Twilight to be a very beautiful woman with tinkling bangles, a girdle on her hips, a beautiful breast, and for their sexual satisfaction they imagined the appearance of this beautiful girl before them. It's all imagination, nothing is there. See, Maya means what? That which is not. Maya means it is not there, we only imagine. So to divert the demons or atheistic people in approaching Lord Brahma, Lord created an illusion. And this illusion was also already created by Brahma, the 5 kinds of illusion. Anda, Tamishra, we all heard that. So this is part of that illusion to bind the living entities into this material world. So then next, furthermore, Anyonya Shlesha Yuttanga Nirantara Payodharam. Payodharam means breast. Anyonya Shlesha Yuttanga. Because of too much tightness, there was hardly any space which is available between the two breasts. Sunasam, very beautiful nose. Nasam, Su. Su means always in a good perspective, better perspective. Sunasam, a beautiful nose. Sudvijam, a beautiful teeth. Snigdhasa Leela Avalokanam, and a beautiful smile, glance. That glance which can capture people. Somebody with a smile and with a glance, automatically the opposite person is floored. Then, Guhantim Vridya Atmanam, and she, Vridaya, out of shyness, she was hiding behind Neelaloka Varutinim, her black, beautiful bunch of hair, which is also flowing with the air. Upalabhya Asura Dharma, O Vidura, imagining Upalabhya, the demons, imagining this entire episode. Sarve Sumumuhu Sriyam, they were all captivated by this woman form which they have imagined. It is not actually not, but they have imagined, they all became captivated. So, in this purport, Prabhupada explains what is difference between a devotee and a demon. The difference between devotees and demigods is, demons and demigods is, a beautiful woman can capture the mind of a demon, but she cannot agitate the mind of a devotee. Like we have the example in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Haridas Thakur. A beautiful prostitute was sent to him to capture his mind, to defame him by a demon. But what happened? Haridas Thakur, by his spiritual potency, transformed the character of that prostitute into a great devotee. She became a great Vaishnavi. How many days? 3 days, 3 nights association. Did he do anything? He said, sit down, I will be chanting, please listen. What was the fortunate thing for that prostitute? As soon as she came, she saw there was tulasi outside the house. She did parikrama, paid obeisances, and paid obeisances to Haridas Thakur and sat there. See, little bhakti in us, the Acharya was fanning that bhakti. So much so that 3 days of hearing pure chanting from Haridas Thakura transformed her consciousness from a prostitute to a very high Vaishnavi level, where people were coming to see the glories of this Vaishnavi. She became a celebrity. In 3 days, she became a celebrity among Vaishnava circles. Then second time, Maya herself tried to capture consciousness of Haridas Thakur. Maya herself. But Maya finally, she took initiation from Haridas Thakur. She was also defeated. Even Maya could not capture a pure devotee. She accepted her defeat and she took initiation from Haridas Thakur. So this is the difference between a devotee and a demon. Maya can capture demons, but Maya cannot touch a devotee. A godly person is full of knowledge and a demoniac person is full of ignorance. Sattva-guna represents knowledge, Tamo-guna represents ignorance. Pure devotees are in pure Sattva-guna, demons are in pure Tamo-guna. And Shankaracharya has advised, if you are interested in this spirituality, do not become attached by these bodily elements. At the end of the day, what is this body? Basmi bhutasya dehasya. It will become dust, ash or something, or stool. So what is the point in hankering, running around this bodily perspective? So he says everything is, whatever we are saying, it is a lump of flesh. When we cut this body, what is there? Blood, flesh, bones and all these things. Just because a covering is there, we become attracted to that covering. But we are forgetting what is there inside. So Shankaracharya is saying, if you are looking at detachment for this principle, do not go by these material bodily structures. So, and what is the solution? Okay, problem we have. How to come out of this problem? How we can save ourselves? The solution was, one who is attracted by the beauty of Radha and Krishna cannot be attracted by any false beauty of this material world. The solution is also provided. The same bodily thing, what we can focus upon, the physical elements of person, you focus upon the same physical elements upon the deity form. How beautiful the form of the Lord, how nicely they are decorated. By just focusing upon the Lord, Radha and Krishna, we become detached from all material beauty. And we become liberated in the process also. So what is this Brahma Muhurta time? People always speak in spiritual circles, Brahma Muhurta, very good to practice. What will happen when you wake up in this Brahma Muhurta? In a day, how many Muhurtas are there, you know? 24 hours. One Muhurta means 48 minutes. So in a day, we have 30 Muhurtas. So 30 into 48 minutes is 24 hours. So one Muhurta means around 48 minutes time. So Brahma Muhurta means before sunrise, 1 hour 50 minutes before sunrise. So generally sun rises at around 6 o'clock. So somewhere around 4:30. That is considered as Brahma Muhurta period. So that is spiritually potent. Even for material education also, when we were children, parents used to say, we get up in the early morning, read at that time, you will be able to memorize more. So material benefits, scientific benefits of Brahma Muhurta, waking up early. These are some devotees have done research onto these elements. And this was one article they have presented. The scientific benefits of Brahma Muhurta. One is enhanced mental clarity. Because early morning there is no disturbance. Your mind is focused. So you are very clear on what you are doing. Then optimal oxygen levels. Because there is not much pollution outside, the oxygen in the atmosphere is more. So which has your health perspective also in a very good sense. Then improved digestion. Because you wake up early in the morning and you do spiritual related activities, it enhances your good digestion, good oxygen. See, oxygen when it goes inside, good fire. For the fire to burn, you require oxygen. So when oxygen goes inside, good fire will be there, good digestion will also be there. Then harmonial balance. When the mind is peaceful, your whole day you are anxiety free. When the mind is disturbed, the hormonal imbalance happens and whole day you are stressed. When superior mental health. So by practice of this process, you will have superior mental health, fine memory. And at the end of the day, since you have to wake up early, you have to sleep early, you will have better quality of sleep. So scientifically they say, if you sleep between 9:30 to 10, that is a very perfect process. Because 10 to 12 is a very good period if you can capture sleep in that period. That 2 hours of sleep is equal to whole day 6 hours of sleep. Whole day, daytime if you sleep. So when you have peaceful sleep, when you have, means you will be able to wake up in the early morning and perform all your activities. These are scientific reasons. Now spiritual reasons. The first one is this process in this Brahma Muhurta time, it is very good for deep meditation. Focused chanting. If you can chant focusedly, that is like deep meditation. Many people also do yoga, meditation in the early morning period. So you will be able to get into the details. The second one is stronger spiritual connection. You will be able to relate too much, very nicely. The third one is, because you will be able to do early morning this tapasya, a positive energy will be there around you. When people meet you, they see you have a glow around your face. They can easily observe. These are all practicing sadhakas. They can easily experience a positive energy. You are bubbling with energy. Then fourth one is heightened spiritual awareness. So you are very sharp and active. So these are spiritual benefits. Now what is problem with the people who are associated with these lusty thoughts? Chaitanya Charitamrita advises not to associate with them. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gives clear instruction. He says, for those who are practicing spirituality, he has to avoid two categories. Jai Shri Shri Radha Govinda ki. He says, Asat Sanga Tyagi e Vaishnavachar, Stri Sangi eka asadu, Krishna abhakta ara. So, Asat Sanga Tyagi, if somebody is practicing the spiritual perspectives, for a Vaishnava, Asat Sanga Tyaga, unwanted association he has to quit. A Vaishnavachar, these are the principles for a Vaishnava, practicing Vaishnava. Then what is this Asanga? Stri Sangi, those who are attached to women, he is asadu, he is not to be associated with. And Krishna abhaktara, those who are not devotees of Krishna, you should not associate with them. Those who are running behind women and those who are not devotees. These two people we have to avoid association. Now, why we have to avoid association? What if you associate with them? Further it says, Satyam, Saucham, Dama, Daya, Maunam. Satyam, truthfulness. Saucham, cleanliness. Daya, compassion. Maunam, to say silence or integrity. Buddhir Hri, Shrir Yashakshama. Buddhi, intelligence. Hri, shyness. Shri, beauty. Yashaha, fame. Kshama, forgiveness. Samodama, Bhagasyeti. Samaha, the control of senses. Damaha, the control of the mind. Bhagasya iti, and all the opulences, opportunities, fortune. Yat sangat yati sankshayam. By associating with unwanted people, asat sangha, yati sankshayam, they will all diminish. By associating with people who are not devotees or who are interested in women, all your good qualities will go away. And further, what will happen? Teshu ashanteshu moodeshu kandita atmashu ashadushu sangam na kuryat choshyeshu yoshit krida mrugeshu cha. So, teshu ashanteshu moodeshu sangam na kuryat choshyeshu. So, one should not associate with a fool. Moodeshu is like a fool who is Kandita Atmashu Ashadushu, who is bereft of knowledge of self-realization. Or Yoshit Krida Mrugeshucha, who is a dancing dog in the hand of a woman. Those who are attached to women are considered like too much captured by women. He is considered like a doll in the hands of a woman. Krida Mruga. Then further, Na tatasya bhaven moho bandhasyanya prasangataha yoshit sangad yata pumso yata tatsangi sangataha. So, what happens when you associate? Mohaha, we come under illusion. Bandhaha, we become a bondage. And bhavet asya anya prasangataha, and which is acquired for a man from attachment to any other object. You can become attached to a phone, or you can become attached to some vastu or a car or a bike. This attachment is insignificant in comparison to attachment to woman. We become illusioned. There were many videos. A person was talking with on phone to his lover or something. He started digging with his hand on one phone. He is talking. By the time call finished, there was a big pit, a 5 feet or 6 feet pit. So because he was so engrossed, he forgot what he was doing. So like that, many such things were there. People forget time. So much time they were speaking that they forgot how much time they have spoken. So that's why it's a Shastra says that too much association, it is mohad, bandhasya. Whole day he is thinking of her only. And because of that he is not attentive to his work. Illusion, bondage. Then further, yata yoshit sangha. This is not as strong as attachment to women. Attachment to material vastu is insignificant. Or yata pumsa tat sangat sangataha. Or people who are associated with people who are associated with women. So we have to be very careful. Either association with women or to association with people who are associated with women. It is very dangerous for those who are practicing spiritual life. So, precautions, what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, he says, Varam huta vahajvala panjarantat vyavastitihi na shauri chinta vimukat jana samvasa vaishasam. A person is in a cage which is surrounded by fire. You are inside a cage like a parrot cage, and there is fire all around. And it says you are in the most safest position than those who do not think of Krishna and who are attached to this material attachment. The fire and the thing which inside the cage is little safer than association with a woman. See how strong things have been communicated. So these are precautionary perspectives. So Prabhupada had given 8 knives to cut this material attachment. 8 instructions. So he says in one letter, Krishna advises to his devotees, don't plan anything. You rascal, you nonsense, you don't give me trouble. Please surrender unto me. Just go under my plan. You will be happy. You are making plan, you are unhappy, I am also unhappy. So many plans are coming daily and I have to fulfill all your plans. So Prabhupada is saying, don't plan. Krishna is saying, don't plan anything. Go by the flow as per my plan. Second one. What is the result of good association? Because if we make good association, Santah Chindanti, Santaha, devotees, Vaishnavas, Chindanti, they cut to pieces the attachment to this material world. He speaks the truth. He speaks in such a way that mind may be cut off from all unreal attachment. Guru does not compromise. He is very strict in his communication. He says this is not good means this is not good for spiritual practice. This is better for the disciple. Then third one. If one associates with a sadhu, the result will be that the sadhu will teach him how to become a devotee, a worshipper and sincere servitor of the Lord. 3 things we are taught. How to become a devotee, how to render service and how to become a worshipper. These are gifts of sadhu. If we associate with a sadhu, we cannot expect him to give us instruction on how to improve our material condition. But he will give us instructions how to cut these knots of material attachment. Then fourth one. Krishna conscious movement is to make Nitya Baddha again Nitya Siddha. It is to liberate these materially bound people to eternally liberated people. This is the purpose of Krishna consciousness. It's a difficult task. Just like a madman. To bring a madman to normal life is a very difficult task. The whole world, anyone who is in this material world, everybody is a madman. To bring them to be a devotee, which is a very difficult task. The dull brain, just like madman cannot understand. Our task is very difficult. We have to cure so many. It is not possible to cure all of them, but as far as possible we are trying to cure. And simply one has to accept this philosophy seriously. Then he will get knowledge. Then fifth one. If Krishna takes special care for you, he will do in such a way that you will have no other way than go back to him. He will take your complete charge. If sincerely, if you want Krishna, if he sees that here is a person, he wants me, but he is a foolish, he wants me at the same time, he wants to enjoy material world. He will crush this material world. And he will make us simply devoted to the Lord. Yashyaham anugranami harishye taddanam shanai. This is Krishna's special mercy. You want Krishna's sweet also, and you want material enjoyment also, he will remove material enjoyment from your life. He will only have Krishna as your shelter. This is special mercy of the Lord. Then one more. To other devotees, they cannot rise. Come at 5 o'clock. This is the test. One who cannot rise early in the morning, he is not spiritually serious. Brahma Muhurta is a good auspicious, very auspicious moment. So, if you are spiritually serious student, you have to rise in Brahma Muhurta period. 7th. I have got already one body which is kleshada, which is full of miseries. Everyone got experience. Everyone will say that my body is nice. There is no klesha. There are no pains and pleasure. I am very perfect. It is not possible. Material sharira means kleshada. Adhyatmik, Adi Bhautik, Adi Daivik. We are enforced upon this body. At one particular point, this body will stop listening to us. At end and active, we may not feel. One day fever, you will be bedridden. Your body does not support you. And last one, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu recommended this process of hearing as a means of self-realization in this age of Kali. Because it is very difficult to follow regulative principles and study of Vedic literature, which were formerly recommended. By simply giving oral reception to the sound vibration done by the great acharyas and pure devotees, that alone will give us relief from all material contamination. Simply by hearing from pure devotees, we become free from all material contamination. These are the 8 spiritual knives to cut our attachment to this material world. So sometimes we hear some stories of some demon fighting with the devatas, all these things and all. So how are these demons born? Sometimes they come from the spiritual world, like Kumaras and Jai-Vijaya. Jai-Vijaya were all eternal associates of the Lord. But sometimes some small seva aparadha happens. They are cursed to become demons in this material world for a specific pastime of the Lord. Similarly, one more pastime was there in which a personal associate of the Lord was cursed. We all hear of this Tulasi Shaligrama. What is the story behind this Tulasi Shaligrama? So it is started in the spiritual world, in the Goloka Vrindavana. So Krishna has 3 specific wives, Shri, Bhu and Viraja. And Radharani was there. So because everybody is devotee, everybody wants to serve the Lord in separation and in separately to their exclusive heart's content. So Viraja, she wanted to serve the Lord, and to satisfy her, Krishna had gone to her palace. And they were enjoying inside. Sridhama was placed outside. So Radharani, there was always a competition between gopis, and Radharani was feeling exclusive jealousy that Krishna was not attending to her and he is gone to satisfy other gopis. She became angry. She got to know Krishna was in the house of Viraja. She immediately attacked. She got onto a chariot and she came to the house where Viraja was there. And she, with all her friends, Lalita, Vishaka and everybody, they were all carrying dandas. They came there and they started confronting Sudama, and they wanted to go inside and capture Krishna red-handed. So Sridhama was stopping from outside, and this commotion was happening between the gopis and Radharani and Sridhama. With that sound, immediately Krishna vanished from that place. The trouble is come and he has vanished. And Viraja accepted the form of a river. And she encircled the entire Goloka Vrindavana. Then there was confrontation with their sticks. They started beating Sridhama. So later, after they got to know that Krishna had vanished from there. So all the gopis and Radharani, they relaxed and they went back. Radharani went to her place. Now Krishna came back and he brought back Viraja out of her river form to normal form. Then he got to know that Radharani was very much disturbed. So he, along with Sridhama, went to Radharani's place to pacify her. So Radharani became little sulky, means one who is disturbed. And she was not ready to listen whatever arguments Krishna was presenting. Sridhama was just watching. At one particular point, she said, you are very happy with others only, go and spend time there only. Why you are coming here? Why you are wasting our time? You are very much interested in somebody else, go there only. So this provocation came so much that Sridhama was unable to tolerate. Because Radharani was not in a pleasing mood, Krishna vanished from there. Though this time Sridhama could not tolerate the blasphemy to Lord Krishna, so he immediately stopped Radharani and she said, what do you think of yourself? Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He can do whatever he likes. And he started chastising Radharani. So Radharani became angry. She scolded Sridhama, you fool, you are only caring for your father, you are not bothered of your mother. You are acting like a demoniac person. So go to this material world and become a demon. Then Sri Dama also became angry. He said, if you are cursing me, I will also curse you. You are thinking that Krishna is exclusive to you. Go to material world and experience separation from Krishna for 108 years. After cursing each other, both of them realized, what a mistake we have done. Both of us fought, and both of us are in a situation there. Both of us have to leave Krishna and go to material world. Then both of us started crying, and both of them, and when they started crying, Krishna appeared there. And Krishna said, this is my pastime. This is my Leela. Because very soon I am going to appear into this material world, and Radharani will accompany me. For 16 years I will be there in Vrindavan. Then 108 years of separation, 124 years, 16 plus 108. So when in that way, Radharani will also experience a curse, and she will also experience the Viraha Bhava of Lord Krishna. And Sri Dama, he will take birth in this material world as Shankachuda. And later, he will be killed by the Lord, and he will be accepting his original form. So in that way, Lord pacified both of them. So then, in the material world, now what happened further? There was a king by name Vrishadvaja, who was a very Vaishnava Raja. He was very much devoted to Lord Shiva also. But he, in the Vaishnava family, but a person devoted to Lord Shiva, he had no faith in Lord Vishnu or any of the demigods. He even criticized worship of Lord Vishnu. So seeing his offensive behavior, sun god cursed him that he will lose all his wealth and power. A king became a pauper absolutely. For 3-4 generations, they were in absolute poverty. Then the situation changed when they had a son who was known as Dharmadvaja. He and his wife started worshipping Lakshmi Devi sincerely. So when they started worshipping Lakshmi Devi entered into the body of Dharmadvaja's wife in a plenary portion. On Kartika Purnima, with an auspicious time, the wife of Dharmadvaja, she gave birth to a beautiful baby girl. She was decorated with all fortunate signs, all auspicious symbols were there. And she began to grow onto an exquisite, beautiful young girl. And she never aged beyond 16 years. Her beauty, so much so that she stole mind of everyone. Whoever glanced at her became captivated by her beauty. And there was nobody in comparison to her beauty. That's why her name was known as Tulasi. Tula means balance. Si means equal. There was nobody in comparison to her in beauty. That's why she is known as Tulasi. So one day, she revived her spiritual perspective and she came to her father and she said, my dear father, I know you are very much attached to me, but in my previous life, I am a gopi from Golok Vrindavan. But because of some offense, I have been cursed to take birth in this material world. So please forgive me that I will be not able to stay with you. I will go to forest. I will engage in tapasya. I wanted to please Narayana and I wanted to have Narayana as my husband. So after saying that, she went to a forest. And she started engaging in tapasya. So when she started engaging in tapasya, Lord Brahma appeared to her. And Lord Brahma said, I know all your desires, but there are certain things which I have to perform. There was a Gopala by name Sudama, who was from the spiritual world, who was cursed to become Shankachuda. So he wanted to become the greatest warrior. So he had engaged in tapasya of Lord Brahma, and Brahma gave him some boons. And one of that boon was to become a very strong personality. So if you have to become very strong personality, he should have a chaste wife. So he had blessed her that he will marry this Tulasi. and he will become very strong warrior because of her chastity. So he came to her and said, right now you should marry Shankachuda, and later you will get an opportunity to have Narayana as your husband. In the meantime, Shankachuda was also traveling somewhere. Brahma had disappeared after giving this boon. So Shankachuda was traveling. He came to the forest where Tulsi was doing tapasya. And when he saw her, he also became connected to her. He came to her and he started asking, who are you? What are your details, technical details? And Tulsi was also attracted to his beauty. So at that particular point, Lord Brahma appeared. He is Shankachuda and she is Tulsi. And Gandharva Vivavaha performed by Lord Brahma. So because of her chastity and because of her sincerity in serving, Shankachuda became the greatest warrior. He even attacked Devatas, Indra and everybody. So there was fighting happening everywhere. He was defeating all the Devatas. So much so that all the Devatas went to Lord Shiva and they prayed, please give us protection. Then Lord Shiva took all of them to Lord Narayana. Then Lord Narayana suggested, you all go start fight with Shankachuda. As long as his wife is chaste, nobody can defeat. I'll find a means how I can spoil the chastity so that you can immediately win over. So while the battle was going on, Lord Vishnu accepted a Brahmana form and came in front of the Shankachuda and asked for his protective armor, which was a boon given by Lord Brahma. An armor which nobody can be pierced through. Because a Brahmana was asking, this Shankachuda immediately gave off his protective armor because he knew as long as his wife is there, nobody can harm him. So with that protective armor, Lord Vishnu accepted a form similar to Shankachuda and went to the house of Shankachuda. So Tulsi thought because that armor was there, he was Shankachuda himself and she invited him and she started serving him. At one particular point, both of them hugged. Then she realized, he is not my husband. He is a fake person. Immediately she started questioning, who are you? Why did you spoil my chastity? And as soon as his chastity was spoiled, Lord Shiva had killed Shankachuda. So when she got to know the information that her husband has been killed, she became even more furious. She questioned the personality, then Lord accepted his form as Narayana form there. Then Narayana, as soon as she saw Narayana, then she became so angry that she cursed him. You have become hard-hearted. You have become like a stone. You better become a stone. Then Narayana tried to pacify her. He said, see, you have a desire to achieve me as my husband. You have prayed for this tapasya and I have come to fulfill that desire. And he started to explain what was his entire pastime, why Shankachuda was not able to be defeated and why he had to accept this form. And after pacifying all these things and all, finally he said, if I am going to become a stone, you will become a river. She became Gandaki river. And the hair from her body became Tulsi plants all around Gandaki river. And Lord always stays in the association of Tulsi and Gandaki. He is found, Shaligramas are found in Gandaki river. So in that way, the Lord gave a blessing that Tulsi and Shaligrama will always be with them. So in this particular pastime, we see that Shankachuda, even though when he was killed, he went back. This time, he merged into the body of Sridama. Generally, demons, when they killed, they merge into the body of Vishnu or Krishna. But here, because he was that Gopala, he went back to that Gopala form. And this Gopi, she became Gandaki river. And she is also transformed into Tulasi. And the Lord Brahma also gave a benediction earlier that she will be the greatest personality. Without her, no seva of the Lord can happen. So all that benedictions came into picture. Without Tulasi, Lord does not accept Naivedya, or none of his worship is perfect without Tulasi. So in that way, so many things have happened in this pastime. In different Puranas, different technical details will be little variation. But spiritually, all these personalities, they have come to give us association. Good opportunity. He said, by just having darshan of Shaligrama, it is equivalent to performing some thousands of sacrifices. By seeing Saligrama decoration, by taking the Charnamrita, every day we take Charnamrita. So what is that? Akala Mrityu Haranam. We chant that mantra, Akala Mrityu Haranam, Sarva Vyadi Nivaranam, Vishnu Padodakam Pitva, Punarjanmana Vidyate. By just drinking that water which has washed the Shaligrama, Punarjanmana Vidyate, there will be no more birth at all. And all our material and spiritual and material unwanted things are all cleansed up, even up to the point of death. And we'll all be liberated. This is what the glorification of Shaligrama is. Shastras have glorified. A Lord has been in this form of the stone, where Vajraketas will mark. There are 28 varieties of Shaligrama according to the markings on that Shaligrama. Each one is a unique form, like Varaha, Narsimha, Krishna, Rama, different. Every Shaligrama, every personality, Matsya, like that, every personality has unique forms. So Lord accepted those forms, and He is giving opportunity for all of us to engage in His service. So I'll stop here. Any questions or doubts? ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की, विश्व गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की, निताय गौर प्रेमानंद।